for this lesson is I can use division to show the equivalence of two fractions. So in the last lesson, we used multiplication to prove that two fractions were equivalent or equal. So if you remember, we had fractions such as this, and then we had to multiply to find equivalent fractions. So if you remember correctly, we had to ask ourselves, what do I multiply 5 by to get 20? The answer is 4. So if I multiply the denominator by 4, that means I multiply the numerator by 4, and the equivalent fraction for 3/5 would be 12 over 20. Let's have you do one more just to review that, and then I'll show you we're going to do the same thing, but with division. So it's nothing new. We're just going to divide instead of multiply. But for this, let's do one more with multiplication as a review. Let's do this. And so tell me what the numerator would be to, we wanted to do multiplication. That was not good. Sorry. So tell me what the numerator would be above the 15 to make an equivalent fraction to 2/3. Yep, so again, so what did I multiply 3 by to get 15? The answer is 5. So if I multiply 3 by 5, I have to multiply the numerator by 5, and the answer was 10/15. So again, today you're in your independent practice, you're going to do the same thing, but with division. So you're going to have problems like this. I'll do a big problem. I'll give you a smaller one to do. But it will look like this. And so now you notice your numbers from here to here are getting smaller. So that's one way you know you're going to be dividing. The other is it tells you right in the lesson. So, all right. But it's the same procedure. I ask myself now, what did I divide 24 by to get 8? The answer is 3. And if you don't know your multiplication or division facts that well, remember you can count by 8s to find that you needed 3/8 to get to 24. So remember the rule, whatever you do to the denominator, you have to do the same thing to the numerator. And so you divide that, and 6/8 is equivalent to 18 over 24. So I'll leave that on the screen. I'm going to give you one to do. Let's have you do that one. So what number would go in the numerator above the 6 to make an equivalent fraction to 10 over 12? All right, so of course it's what did I divide 12 by to get 6? The answer is 2. I cut it in half, which means if I divide the denominator by 2, I divide the numerator by 2, and hopefully you got 5 over 6. All right, so not a whole lot different than what we've been doing with multiplication. You're just going to be dividing today. You might have a couple review with multiplication too. But rewatch the video, of course, if you need to see how to do it again, and ask me for help.